All right, we'll move on to the NFC East, where the Dallas Cowboys over under 9.5. I think that for the Cowboys, I could see them taking a step back this year. Last year was the first time they made the playoffs in consecutive seasons since 2006 and 2007. You throw in the fact that, you throw in the fact that Kellen Moore is no longer there. It's going to be Mike McCarthy's outdated offense. I like Dak. I think that the consensus on Dak is that, he's good. I think that he's just kind of in a bad situation where he's got an over-the-hill owner, a head coach who is, like I said, installing an offense that the game is passed by. The defense will be fun, I think. I do believe that we are overhyping the addition of Stephon Gilmore a little bit at this point in his career. And I think that Trayvon Diggs probably gets a little bit more. Trayvon Diggs, I don't think he's as bad as people on Twitter want you to think he is. I don't think he's as good as the pundits say he is. I think there's a gray area there where, he's good, but he does get beat a ton. And that's something that, they'll have to pay attention to. But Micah Parsons is really good. We know, hopefully Tony Pollard comes back as good as he was before. It's just this offense lacks juice, man. Like
big time.
Getting Brandon Cooks is good. They have a deep threat now opposite of CeeDee Lamb, but I don't know, man. Losing Dalton Schultz, I think, will hurt. The offensive line still has a few pieces that are question marks. Like, I could see them taking a step back, Mike McCarthy being on his way out, and they're looking for somebody new in 2024.
Yeah, there was an interesting conversation that happened nationally very recently about the idea of whether or not Dak Prescott is a good enough quarterback to bring a team to the NFC Championship, or would a team around him have to be good enough for him to do that? You think back to the ankle injury season a few years ago, to where he was pretty outstanding leading up to that until he had to play teams, the Green Bay Packers, the others, stuff like that. My good friend Darian Gray and I were literally just talking about this. He's the host of the Locked On HBCU podcast. He and I were walking around talking about this earlier today. And I don't know if Dak is enough there, and if he's not, I don't know that there's enough around him to elevate him there. Tony Pollard, I think, for me, is kind of the biggest X factor when it comes to this team. If you get a fantastic season out of Tony Pollard, then okay, you're in a good place. But I don't know if that's going to be enough, because you have to be able to throw the ball in today's NFL, and especially in a division where you're fighting against, look, a New York Giants offense that I know is led by Daniel Jones, and a lot of people don't like Daniel Jones, but that's still a Brian Daboll offense. They just added Darren Waller. There's good stuff there. There's competition within this division. You have the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts, a guy who had an MVP-worthy season last year, all of that. I mean, I don't know how the Dallas Cowboys are the team within the NFC East, but if the over-under is still, you said it was a single-digit over-under, right?
9.5 for the Cowboys.
9.5. Yeah, I mean, I could see them. This is a division where I could see them winning 10 games and being in second place. You know what I mean? Or something weird like that, kind of like last year where they won, 12 games and they were in second place. Sure. So, I could see that sort of being a situation for them, but I think I'd probably expect a little bit of a healthier step back for this team and take the under.